Radio. Yo, what it is, world? It's your boy Jay Newz. You are now tuned into Not Rated Radio, the dopest podcast in the world. And today we got a very beautiful and talented adult entertainer on the show in the Zoom chat right now. It's my pleasure to introduce the one and only Misha Montana. How you doing, baby?
Hi, babe. Good to see you. I'm great. I'm super excited for this.
Hey, it's a pleasure to have you on the show. First and foremost, we can't, me and the fans and Not Rated Radio can't wait to chop it up with you to see what you're all about.
I can't wait. I'm super excited. Thank you so much for having me too.
Not a problem, not a problem. Now, first, how we get to started, baby girl, is giving everybody a brief summary on who Misha Montana is from the start of your career to where you are now.
Perfect. I actually got into the adult industry about a year and a half ago, so I'm still a newer performer, an older, newer performer, but that's
Okay.
something that I definitely wanted to wait to get into the industry later. I'm glad I waited because I did not have my shit together like
Hmm.
earlier on. I would not have been as successful. But I'm an adult entertainer and director. I'm officially an award nominated entertainer and director, which is super exciting. I'm the production manager and the chief brand officer for a company called Alterotic. So I'm busy, busy woman. I wear lots of hats.
Oh, okay, there you go. Now, talk a little bit about, you say you just started to get into the adult entertainment, but how did you necessarily start off? Was it like a bad breakup, or was it just like you like sex a lot, or how did you get into that?
Well, I've always wanted to be in porn, even when I was like young, and I won't say like age. I was younger and like really wanted to be in the adult industry. I really idolized a lot of these women that were just powerful sexual figures to me, and I really wanted to be like that from a young age. And then I knew in high school I actually got kicked out of a class because I was 18, but I said that people were like, "Oh, what are you gonna do when you graduate?" And I said, "I'm gonna do porn." And my teacher pulled me out in the hallway and was like, I was like, "Oh God, I'm gonna get a lecture on this one." But he basically was like, "You're wasting your life and your education and your ability the um doing porn." And I totally disagree with that. Like, I don't understand why it has to be so stigmatized that we can't be intelligent or be able to do other things or have families, and we're not human beings in a lot of people's eyes, which is so crazy because it's the most lucrative, most consumed business in the world, and we're not treated as humans. So that was one of the biggest things about me getting into porn, that I really wanted to try to change that perception that
Got
people,
you.
that negative perception, because I love it, like, it's so empowering, and I love to have sex. I'm a nympho myself. That was a big part of it, and I'm good at it.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
like, and just the creative aspect, like, I know a lot of performers don't have the same creative ability that I do just because they're performing for companies, but, in my position with Alterotic, I'm able to direct and write and do all these really cool creative things that I wouldn't have the outlet to do.
Got you.
And I got into it from, I was a BDSM fetish model,
Mm.
and I came from the modeling world, and I always kind of had like one toe in porn and one out, and I was like, well, you know, I want to change that perception, but that perception's still very real, and the damages from it are real.
Yeah.
I've had people in my family that I never expected in a million years, like people that I've known for 20 years, they won't invite me over to their kids' birthday parties. They won't have you over for dinner, and people just immediately lose connection with you. My own family members too totally disowned certain family members, and it's scary how these consequences are real for us, and we're treated in such a negative way. And so that's my part of my goal, is to try to change that, and it's difficult because I'm actually experiencing it to a level that I never thought I would.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Yeah, I never really got the situation of why people, because at the end of the day, all the adult entertainers are people. They're humans. They have feelings, you know, everything like that. But it feels like when you say porn, it's just like people just like, oh, can't
Oh yeah.
talk about this. Ah, it's like it's actually a job and it's actually a profession that people are talented in, and you know, people go long ways with just like what you say. You did the adult entertainment. You got your other foot in creative directing certain situations and other stuff like that. It's just not all sex.
No, and it's weird because like you either have to be in order to like get out of this unscathed, you have to either like be totally unsuccessful at all and like hope that somebody doesn't see your one scene you did, which they always do. They always end up
Yeah.
seeing it. But or you have to be megastar. Like, I
Hmm.
mean, like, you know, look where Kim came from, you know, and so but that's acceptable that she can do it because she came into mega stardom. And a lot of these girls that are mega stars, you know, Riley Reid, Bella Danger, these girls that blew up into huge Stormy Daniels, they're mega
Hmm.
stars. So they, I feel like they kind of, once you hit that level, you like don't get as much negative attention because you
Hmm.
almost crossed over into like mainstream.
Hmm.
Uh, so it's an interesting dynamic between the different tiers, I guess you can say, of like popularity, like depending on how you're treated. Not saying that they're not treated absolutely horribly because they are too. I mean, we're all as sex workers at the end of the day. There are people that literally hate you. They pick at you. They,
Yeah.
um, you know, they're wish death on you. I had somebody in my DMs recently that it was atrocious. It was like he said that I hoped I had died from my stroke instead of coming back to
Jeez.
uh, have sex with African American guys.
Oh
And
damn.
that wasn't the word that he used, but you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck? Like, what is wrong with people? And they're like, they find out you have kids. They're like, I hope your kids die or like don't end up like sluts like you. And it's
Oh
just like,
man.
it's horrible. So
Yeah.
that's dark side, dark side of the porn. But I love it. I think it's great. I have a great time. I love my job.
I hear you. So why do you feel like people are so, you know, just that way towards porn? What are some of your ideas towards that?
You know, I think that it's just been a perpetuated negative perception.
Mm.
Um, that and it's fueled a lot by you know, they come out with these documentaries and shows like Life After Porn and all these things because people they love porn, right? I mean,
Hmm.
whether you want to admit it or not, people are watching it.
Oh yeah,
So
I'm definitely
uh,
watching
they watch
it.
it, they love it, and everybody loves sex. Like you know, it's kind of it's a personal preference on you know how open you are about it. But I mean,
Yeah.
clearly we're all products of sex. Everybody has sex, so it's fascinating to people to like look into the life of porn people. They're interested
Hmm.
in it. But it's also they use it in such a negative way. They capitalize on people's stigma. They um they appeal to that really conservative base where you know uh, their value system doesn't line up with ours according to them,
Hmm.
which is not true because it's work and that people don't understand that it's the most regulated industry too as far as STDs go. I don't know anyone that's not a performer that goes and gets STD tested regularly. And you know, it's just it's a professional business and it gets such a negative rap. And every once in a while it's problematic too because they pick up stories that's like one person did something horrible and then it generalizes the entire industry. They go, oh god, they're all like that, they're all criminals and drug addicts and just
Yeah.
disgusting and they're dirty and they have diseases. And it's like it's all stigmatized, but it's perpetuated by media, by this desire to see the dark side of porn. And because it's such a you know a taboo kind of lifestyle and industry, I think people want they want that ending. They don't want to hear that we have families and we're happy and live super normal lives, you know.
Right.
I pick up my son from school every day in sweatpants and you know that's my life.
Yeah.
They don't want to hear that. They want to hear the darkness. they like crave that fantasy, just like everything else, because porn is so heavily rooted in fantasy. I think they also want that to be made up in their head too, and it goes
Gotcha.
along with their beliefs. If you're morally against porn,
Hmm.
then you want it to line up, so you start picking and using excuses and finding these stories that align with your morality.
Hmm.
So all of your ideologies and philosophies match up to that if you can create it out of something. They create something out of nothing,
That
but
part.
yeah, right, and that's just grasping at straws to make porn a negative thing,
Hmm.
and it's not. It's not a negative thing. In fact, you know, everybody, for the most part, I mean, there's several bad apples in everything that you do,
Hmm.
but for the most part, porn people are just wonderful because they've been in a position that we're so, you know, as sex workers, you face a level of oppression from the outside,
Hmm.
and you're constantly, I mean, just getting berated on social media and then in your personal life, and you're denied social services and all these things because you're a sex worker. So I think being in that little club, I call it like the island of misfit toys, like everybody like is damaged in a way,
Yeah.
or like or kind of like brokenhearted in some sense. So I think there's a camaraderie that comes from that, and everybody's just wonderful, delightful people and caring human beings, and um, it's a wonderful experience. This family that I've built out of my colleagues in porn, they're the best friends I've ever had in my whole life.
Yeah.
It's great. Like it really is a wonderful, wonderful experience that people might not realize either.
Right. Okay. No, that's that. You went into it, girl. You broke it
That's-
down for the breakdown. You dig it? No, I like that. I like that a lot because a lot of
you
people
weren't
need to
prepared. You're
know.
like, oh, we're just gonna have like one line. Erica didn't prepare you for this.
Oh no, it's all good because I love the response because people actually need to know, and I feel like get the other side of an adult entertainer or what they go through on a daily. Like you said, you have a child, you're a human, you still have all the responsibilities of a human, and it feels like the world is still treating adult entertainers like, wow, you know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah,
not it's not
horrible.
real. So I'm glad that you broke that down. It's like, no, this is how we are, this is how it is. And you go to your colleagues and work and I go to mine. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Right.
we're all human at the end of the day, and
Yeah.
we all gotta get this bag and live our life. You dig it?
100%. 100%.
Wow.
We're just trying to get back and go home and eat, baby. Like, let us eat.
Man, that's all. That's all. But now stepping more into this interview because I like where this is going. Talk more about your nominations that you have been receiving for this 2021 year, I believe.
Ah, it's 2021. Yeah, I can't believe 2021 is almost over.
Man, it's like a
I'm,
blink of an eye.
I'm glad, but it's like, it's been a hell of a year. I am really, really just totally shocked and excited. And I feel like everybody said, they're like, oh my God, like, this is so crazy. But it is. I did not expect to be nominated for as much stuff as I was. I was nominated for Best Supporting Actress for AVN, for uh, Ink Motel 3, where I play Svetlana Kommunistikova, which is just a Russian badass gangster.
Oh, nice.
And I was nominated for Best Blowbang through AVN for my scene in my showcase DVD, The Exploitation of Misha, Montana. And that's the one that means the absolute most to me, because that project started with my tattoo. I have an alien pussy tattoo that's pretty
Uh-oh, let's
crazy.
talk about it.
It's an alien face grabber, like detailed alien face grabber on my pussy. Like it has teeth and like
Oh
claws and
shit.
everything. So it is dope. So you just check it out, because some people are like, I mean, like some of my family members are like, I know this is weird, but I really want to just like see it, because it's just like, not in a sexual way, but I just want to see it.
Yeah.
It's a wild tattoo. So I did the tattoo. We did a virtual red carpet last year for the
Mhm.
AVN Awards, the 20 the 2020-2021 awards. And so I did this crazy tattoo that took like 5 hours, and then I did a blow bang after that. And
Eesh.
so that was the blow bang that was nominated. Yay.
Okay.
But that whole showcase DVD was originally, excuse me, centered around the tattoo process.
Mm,
And then in April, I had a stroke. I had a
okay.
massive stroke in April, and then I had heart surgery consequently from that stroke right after that. And
Uh-huh.
so it changed the direction of the documentary. So it was a documentary style DVD, and it has like 5 hours of like extra footage. It's a personal showcase of my life,
Mhm.
which includes like I didn't want originally to have like my son in it or mentioned. I was really I'm still like extremely protective of him, and I never wanted that fact alone. Like no one knew I had a child when I started this. Like people did not know. So that was a big decision to make to put that into the DVD, but it's just an incredible showcase, and that's been nominated for. It was nominated for Movie of the Year for Fleshbot, and now it's nominated for Personal Showcase of the Year at AVN and for
Go.
Showcase of the Year at XBiz, which is just wild. And the XBiz Awards, I'm nominated the one for Best Sex Scene from a showcase, which is insane with Tommy Pistol. That was the first scene I did back after my stroke, and I had a heart monitor on, a real one. It
Oh
was
shit.
it was actually a legitimate. People were like, "Oh, did you guys like fake that?" I was like, "No, no, no, it was very real."
Oh damn.
I was like wearing the heart monitor in the scene. It was crazy. It's that DVD. There's never been anything like that, and I can say that. I mean, people think I'm like biased towards it, but I really have never seen anything like that. That is so involved in our personal life and the health issues and
Mhm.
everything else that I went through, and then have just these crazy, amazing sex scenes on top of it, which almost every single scene from that movie was nominated for something.
Damn.
So
Okay,
it says,
congratulations on
thank you.
that.
I was ball. I cry like we were in Oregon when we found out on vacation, and we're
Uh-huh.
like in a Mexican restaurant, and I'm like jumping up and down, and like people are like, God, that girl's had way too many margaritas. I'm just like screaming in the restaurant, like, ah! It was great. It's just wonderful. It just is surreal to me because I poured myself into this, and this is my freshman year essentially,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
nominated for Best Supporting Actress. I'm like, it's just amazing. Like I'm so humble and so grateful for this. Like I truly am. Like I'm so excited. So it just means the world to me.
Hell yeah, just for your freshman year coming out the gate, like boom,
Yeah.
boom, scored all
Right,
God,
when I got into this, I'm like, you either have to. I was like, I'm not going into this and failing. I'm either gonna go big or not do it at all. So
right.
it's
Nah,
working
I hear
out.
you on that. I hear you on that. Now that's hella dope. Yeah, that's dope. You came up get through the situations with the heart and you bouncing back from that and then the epic ass pussy tat, you know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? The
I
drive
hear you.
forces into the documentary and make it all. I'm gonna have to check it out actually now
Yeah,
that we talking about it.
it's great. And you know what we're actually working on right now is we're cutting it into an R-rated version
Mm,
without the sex scenes in it and
mhm,
adding more personal footage. And
mhm,
we're trying to cut it into a documentary, hoping that it'll get picked up by maybe some film festivals or some
mhm.
networks. So fingers crossed for that because
Oh
that could
yeah. Definitely is gonna come through. It sound epic already. Shit. So
it's
I
weird.
definitely send you the blessings on that. Nah, nah, you go get
I,
it, girl, for sure, for sure.
I
All
appreciate
right. Well, we gonna still step in. Got a couple more questions for you before we wrap it up. So for all the new listeners and supporters out there, Now Rated Radio and yourself right now, what are the next steps that you have that you want to let people know about?
Well, right now my series that I write and direct is called Glam Gons, which was also nominated, which is
Hmm.
too. I'm working on that right now, and it's like such a nasty, like, but in a good way, like dirty, nasty, raw, like series. And I just shot this scene with Alex Jones, who
Okay.
I love performing with. He was down. He's always down to do the crazy shit with me, which like not a lot of people are. And I'm like, okay, trust me. So how do you feel if we fuck in this like dirty bathroom and you like put me in the toilet and then I like squirt everywhere and then I lick up my squirt off the ground? He's like, yeah, let's do it.
Word.
For,
He's like, yeah, I'm with it. You down? I'm
yeah,
down.
got it. I'm like, and it's hot. Like, so they're like, that is so gross, but it's so hot. I'm like,
Yeah.
I know, I love it. So that's what I wanted to take that series to, like a different level, because it was supposed to be like pretty girls getting just trashed, dirty
Mhm.
gonzo spitting and choking and all that stuff. But now we're taking the second one to the next level. So I'm happy I get to direct and write that. And I have a couple of like horror movie projects I've been working on.
Uh-oh.
So we're gonna be doing that. We're just trying to get the documentary cut and out, and I'm just busy, busy, busy. I just shot for Reality Kings, which
Mhm.
was fucking amazing. Such a wonderful experience. So there's a lot coming out. I'm just constantly challenging myself. I'm actually doing a doodle book that I'm gonna
Okay.
make into a coffee table book. It's stick figure drawings because I can't draw, but a lot of it I wanted to do it stick figure wise so that I can show my stroke process with my hand. I can't use my right hand as well as I used to be able to.
Uh-huh.
So I'm drawing all these little doodle things, and they're weird, and some of them are like erotic, and it's super weird. But I feel like everybody needs to have that. It's so weird that you need to have it in your house. You know what
Of
I mean?
course. I like that.
So I'm gonna put that out and benefit some stroke research foundations through that also. So there's a lot going on constantly.
Okay. I dig that. Now talk a little bit more, because I'm interested. Now you got like a horror porno coming out, or just like just a straight horror film?
It's I was actually in a horror film, like a mainstream horror
Okay.
film last year called Scare Us. I have a very minimal part, but it's impactful, I feel.
Oh yeah, of course. Of course it is, baby. Of course.
Love it. I just absolutely love horror stuff. So I'm actually writing um a new horror piece right now, but it's a huge project. It'd be like a full length feature that I'm writing currently. So that is something to look forward to towards like the end of next year. I think
Okay.
it'll be done. But it's an ambitious project for sure. I really we're trying to bring Texas Asshole Massacre back. Uh, so that will be an ambitious project also. But that's it. I just wanted to push ambitious agendas. And, I took Alterotic to a higher successful level this last year, and myself and my
Yeah.
brand. So I just want to like constantly challenge myself and exceed that expectation and just keep going for it and trying new things, and I love it, and it's genuinely a passion of mine too. Like you wouldn't be doing some of this stuff if you didn't love it. You'd have to, because otherwise it would kill you.
Right.
But I love it, and I have so many like fun things going on and really exciting stuff to bring to all the fans and everybody. So it's gonna be a good year. I have a good feeling.
Hey, y'all make sure y'all go check that out. Make sure y'all support baby girl with all her new business ventures she got
Hey,
going on. You know what I'm saying?
thank
You know, we definitely respect you over here at Narrated Radio. So yeah, you keep on doing your thing, keep doing your thing. But my last question before we wrap this up, for anybody, male, female, that wants to get into the industry, they don't really know much how much is going on. Cause a lot of stuff goes on in the industry. If you get played with money, or, this weird shit happens. You know what I'm saying? How
yeah.
do they balance that weird shit out and just focus on what they want to do in the industry?
You know, that's a good question. I think the biggest thing is you going into it, especially these younger performers, they
Mhm.
turn 18, they start performing, or they come from stripping, or, whatever their background is. And you have to really have a strong sense of yourself to
Mhm.
do this. It's very easy to get taken advantage of by all different kinds of people in this industry. Like, and if you don't know, I mean, it's dangerous potentially, because there are a lot of
Mhm.
people pose as agents and managers and companies even, and they're really just predators.
Mhm.
And this industry appeals to that. So you have to be really careful with what you're doing. But I think, getting in touch if you can with like established performers, directors. I always try to help people that are interested in being a part of our company that are alternative girls. Um, I'm more than happy to help the new girls out because I don't ever want someone to feel like somebody's better than them or that
Yeah.
the door, like slammed in their face, because I have had the door slammed in my face so many times that I was given an opportunity and I ran with it and once again just owned it. So I want to provide that same level of assistance to girls like that need that help. Um, but really, you have to just come in with a strong sense of yourself. You really do. Like, and you can't take any shit from anybody, and do your research. Look at accredited agencies. Get yourself an agent. Get yourself a publicist. Get yourself give yourself the tools, the proper tools. Like, I have invested so much money, time, energy into my brand and into myself. And that's what pays off. Like, you can't come in and half ass it and treat it like, it's quick money. I'm just going to go set, fuck, leave, the end. Like, you are your brand. You have to understand that
Like
you are
that.
the,
How you put that?
everything that you do is reflective of your brand. So, how you look, how you act, how you talk to people, how you perform, do your research on performing, look at other performers, how they perform. Just having the tools in your toolkit really helps a lot. So, um, like I said, I think it's great if people want to get into it, but they also have to keep in mind that there are real world consequences to being in this business. And it's unfortunate. And I'm trying my best to try to change that. But, it's not going to happen overnight and it may not ever happen. So, when you get into this, you have to realize that if you're opening this door, you're closing every other one potentially.
That's
So,
deep.
and that includes jobs,
Mhm.
family, friends, everything. And there's serious consequences to it potentially. So you just have to keep that in mind. And I strongly urge people to really think about if this is something that you want. And if it is, then jump all the way in and fucking go for it.
Hey, I like that. That had to be the best response I've heard from an adult entertainer because I was like,
Thank
damn,
you.
she is really hit. Because there's a lot of women and males. They'd be like, yeah,
I get it.
if it's just for you, you do it. But you're like, no, you got to make sure because if you go jump in down this road, a
You
lot of
better
shit's
do
gonna
it.
change.
Yeah, do it. Yeah, and I support it. Like, I'm like, if you decide, if you really sit there and you think about like who is the worst person that would find out about this and imagine their reaction, because they will find out. They
Hmm.
will. The people think they're like, no, no one's gonna find out. There's not one person that's ever had that situation where their family hasn't found out, or their friends, or their kids,
Yeah.
friends' parents. It's like you have to imagine all those scenarios, and are you okay with that? Are you strong enough to be able to handle that in that situation? And some people don't want to, and I totally get it because they're not comfortable situations at all. And it's devastating for innocent people in your life too. And that's a big choice that you have to make. So, but like I said, if you can get over that and you say fuck what everybody else thinks and says, then get in there and get the bag and fucking own it. So
On that part, ladies and gentlemen, that's the woman right there, y'all. God damn it. No, I definitely respect that. And thank you for hopping on again for the Not
of
Rated Radio
course.
podcast. Chop it up. You definitely dropped some gems and some jewels for the people. God damn it.
Awesome.
For
Thank
real,
you.
for real.
Thank
But before we get up out of here, give everybody one last time where they can follow you on social media, get more in touch with you if they have any questions or any just want to holler at you.
Awesome. And my Instagram is the Misha Montana, and so is my Twitter, the Misha Montana. You can follow me on OnlyFans at OnlyFans.com/Misha Montana, and then I just released my website, www.mishamontana.com.
Hey, there we go. There we go. So y'all check her out, man, and show some love. Don't be over there
Yes,
hating. Show some love. God damn it. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Well,
spread the
Misha
light, baby.
Montana, I just want to say thank you again for hopping on. And
Thank you so
anything else you
much.
want to come on and talk about later on in the future, man, please hit us
I
up
would
and we'll
love
be
that.
more than whatever. Just